brand. And, you know, that's what it's about creating. That when you create that raging fan, when you create those types of people, you see that the barriers are reduced with selling. That's why I say, and we spoke about personal brand and business brand many times in the past, that's why it's so important, because it's just reducing a barrier to sale. Doing a podcast like this, people engage with us, they listen to us, they like what we're about, or they don't. The people that don't will never buy from us, but great, I'm not going to sell you anything. You're never going to come to an event. You're never going to come and build with me because you don't like me. If you don't like me and then you engage me to build your house, like what a disaster of a relationship that's going to be from day one. I don't want to be in that relationship. You don't want to be in it. So the target market's not there. But by building your brand as one aspect, like building a brand is an aspect of sales. It's just a consequential thing in the sense that you've got to create it, and the consequence of you building your brand could be that people will do business with you.
What do you hope to get out of this trip? Yeah. What are you looking for?
Really good question. Really good question. I really hope that I hope I get like an aha moment. Do you know what I mean? And just go, oh, that's sick.
I think you get to a point where that doesn't happen.
I kind of feel that I'm there and I kind of miss it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know, when you go,
it's like, do I know?
And you're like, that was so phenomenal.
But I can't be that good yet.
No.
You know what I mean?
It's 1%ers now. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like you got the call it the big chunk once or twice.
Yeah.
Like there's only a couple of big chunks, and then the rest is like 1%.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, that's the difference between good and great.
Yes.
Right? It's all the little things that stack up, that compound.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's the, hey, we do this. Hey, our emails go out at this time. Hey, we notice that if we send it at 12:37 instead of 12:27, that we get a better open rate because people are back from lunch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the little things that no one's willing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if I was telling you this the other day. Diary of a CEO. They go and research the person's favorite scent and produce that scent in the waiting room before the person goes on the podcast and play their favorite music.
Yeah.
That's the level of research they do with the people they interview. How many people are willing to go and find, what's your favorite scent? I don't even know what your favorite scent is.
Mint.
Lavender.
Everyone knows that.
Do you know what I mean? Imagine like that's the level of research they go to. They're like, what's his favorite music? What's his favorite scent? How do we make the room so much covered with the things that they like so that when we get them on, they're willing to open up the most.
Yeah. But that's a subconscious thing that they're doing, and to influence their guests.
Yeah, but they're controlling their state.
Yes.
That's what they're doing.
Yeah. And that's what you want to try and do in sales too, though.
Yeah, that's not what I was referring to.
I know you weren't, but I'm just saying, seeing as we're talking about it, there is a level of controlling that as well. You know, if you walk into a room and it's blaringly loud music.
Of that with everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like even when your team members, do they have windows? Can they see outside? Is there natural light coming in, or do they sit in the dark with blinders on so they that'd be sick. Let's think about how much work you'd get done.
Yeah, I know. No distractions.
Yeah, there's a level of controlling that with everything. But I think people do it in an unethical
Oh, there's definitely people out there that do that will sell you something they genuinely don't believe in, or they think it's just to benefit them. Get the $5,000 cash up, get the $5,000 cash off you up front, have no intent of delivering other stuff. We have both seen that sale up front.
Yeah.
We have both seen it where the guy goes up on stage and he'll say, this course costs $20,000 or whatever it might be, and then he value stacks and he goes, but if you buy it, for you to buy this today, it's $10,000. Right? You go to the back of the room, you spend $10,000. But I tell you what, I'll meet you halfway. You only pay $5,000, and then you pay the other $5,000 when I get you the results. All right, so today it's only $5,000, and then you pay me another $5,000 once you get that big ticket result, which I know you will get. He has zero intention of getting the second $5,000 out of them.
Yeah.
Zero intention. It is purely a sales tactic.
It's an unethical structure.
It's unethical, 100%. But imagine if he did deliver that for every single person, and then he got that other $5,000 in, but they were happily to give it to him because you just made me $50,000. Here's another $5,000. But he has no intention of doing that. His only intent was to go out there and get the $5,000, as many people to give him $5,000 as humanly possible.
So upfront cash grabs. Yeah.
And then not deliver on the product and go, oh, sorry, it didn't work for you. but we got your 5K.
Do that for so long.
Yeah, people catch on.
Eventually,
people catch on.
To the point where
people catch on. Absolutely, they do. Because this guy's got also a reputation. We won't name and shame, even though he's a dick.
Yeah.
But and those of you that know who I'm talking about know who I'm talking about. But you're going to go there and you're not delivering on your promise. You're just, as you said, cash grab, and you've got no intent on that. And so many people who have bought that service, myself included, mind you. Did you ever buy that service?
You think I'm here?
I'm not an idiot. I was an idiot. I was drinking Kool-Aid.
Why would I buy the service?
Of course. Yeah. Stupid, sorry. Of course.
Why would I buy that service? Yeah.
So, I bought it at the time. This is before I met you too.
Yeah.
So, long before I met you.
Yeah, I remember seeing that and thinking, I could do that, huh? Like, that's this guy's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's not much difference between what you do and what I do, except you get results for people and genuinely care.
Me, yeah.
But that's the other thing too. It's the service that you give once the sale's made.
Also,
like deliver on the promise.
I think a big part is like, if 100 people came to me tomorrow and said, hey, we all want to start with you this month, I can't do that.
You'll find a way.
No. I just physically cannot do that.
Nah, just sort it out.
Can you build 4,000 houses tomorrow?
Get me a hammer.
Finished.
Get me a hammer.
I want to move in tomorrow.
Mate, relax.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just one of those things where you're like, we just can't be done.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have the physical, you know what I mean? If you had 10,000 chippies, you probably could do it, but you don't have 10,000 chippies. Do you know what I mean? I just can't do it.
Yeah. Yeah, and look, you're practical in your sense in what you're doing.
It's not to say that we never could be in a position to.
Just
but
not
like
right
now,
today.
tomorrow?
Yeah.
No. Today? No. Day after? Maybe.
Maybe. Yeah, so even back to the car analogy, imagine you sell that person that car, and after a month they drive and go, this is the biggest piece of shit I've ever fucking driven in my life.
Yeah, and then they see you and you're in a Toyota.
Yeah.
And they're like, what are you doing?
Okay, this car's going to be around for the test of time.
Yeah.
Yours, take it. Go get your warranty call.
But so back to the question. What are you hoping to get?
So I want to selfishly get something out of that event that I can take away, that I can put into my business, that I can actually action. I've always sort of
how is
pat
that
myself
selfishly? That's what you're there for.
Yeah, well, that's right. I am there for myself. Yeah. But when I say, I don't know, some people go to these events to help others and to connect with others and do good in the world. I'm there to
for what?
I don't know.
For their own, to feel good
for their own ego potentially. Who knows? Yeah, you're right. Yeah, but I'm going there. What I'm saying with what I want out of this training and out of this event is something that I can take out and go, okay, this is cool. I can see myself implementing this and getting a result out of it. Because I've always sort of pat myself on the back for that. Going to these things and actioning what I've learned in that moment and go, whether it's big or small, whether other people thought the training was amazing or not. It's like if you get that one little change, that one little thing that you can go, okay, that was really cool. Go out and deliver on that.
Yeah, I measure, and I shared this with you the other day, I measure how good a training is by how much my behavior's changed. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even though that might
not be... I would
not
like to
be...
think that happens at the Hormozy one, not so much the GC one.
Now, I use that because I implement.
Yes.
Right? If you don't implement, that could be your fault.
Yeah,
but I know that I implement. And I'm like, well, if I'm doing the same thing and nothing's changed, it's not like it's... Because there's people who can learn all about health and do nothing about it and still eat Maccas every day, right? But from my experience with myself, I know that if I go learn something and it's good, I'll go do that thing, right? So if I go to a training and I don't get what I want, or I feel good at the time.
Yep. And got good after. Because how many people go to events, and we've seen it firsthand, not only at our events, but events we've been to and trainings we've been to that are just caught up in the hype.
Yeah.
Like, that was the best thing that was the most amazing training. It was the best 3 days I've ever spent away. I got so much out of that. And you're like, cool, what'd you do out of it?
Yeah.
What have you done since?
You see them 6 months later and they're just doing the same
thing.
And then you're like, dude.
It's like, what did you do? You told me firsthand, this is the best thing I've ever done in my life. I've grown so much as a person. I've done this. I've done like, what have you specifically done and achieved because of that training?
So let me flip the script on you there though. As a student,
yes,
if my behavior doesn't change, I don't blame the training, but I judge the training accordingly. Because if I didn't learn anything...
What's the difference judging and blaming? You'll blame...
Blaming is like saying it's their fault.
Yeah.
Judging is just a thought I have about the training.
Okay.
But it's not their fault.
Yeah.
But I think the training's not good.
Yeah.
because I go to the training to change my behavior.
Would you be disappointed to walk out of that 2-day course with Hormozy and just go,
Yes,
yeah, I would too, I think.
of course.
Yeah.
What? What?
Yeah, but do you know what I mean?
How's that
I don't know. Just some people, again, are happy to go there. We'll probably meet the bloke, right, at some stage. May even actually get him to answer some business questions as well. But yeah, I think I would be disappointed. I would walk away from that going, fuck, I got more out of your YouTube video for 2 hours than I did the 2 days.
Yeah, look.
Possible?
He's big.
Possible?
He's big on value.
Yeah, I agree. I genuinely think we're going to walk in there and go, fuck, is this all we paid to get this? You know?
You think that?
I'd like to hope so, yeah. I'd like to hope we walk in there after the 2 days and go, is this all we've paid? And we get all this, like, fucking take my credit card. It's like that when you watch that live that he did on was it YouTube or was it Zoom or whatever the fuck it was? Wherever you watched it.
It was on YouTube.
And you're like, you were ready. Like you go, like he did the bookstore. He did his sale. He did everything, right? And he's there and he's like, okay, he goes, I'm going to give you this. How much would you pay for it? People putting their hands up going 10,000. Would you still pay 5,000? Would you still pay? And you're there with like, you're holding your Amex. You're trying to throw it at the computer. Like, take my money.
It was, dude. He
and then he turned around.
He's like, all this is worth X. And then he said, this is
Yeah,
$10,000.
Yeah.
And then I was like, fuck, 10 grand. And I was like, but today, I'm going to do it for 4,997 and for 4,997. Let me get this.
Yeah.
This is sick.
Stand up. Yeah, stand up.
Yeah. I was ready. Had my Amex out and as soon as I think, whatever, how are they going to do this? I need to scan the QR code or whatever the fuck's going to happen.
You're ready. First 10 people, get a hat.
Yeah. He gave it all away for free.
Gave it away. Everything that you were willing to pay $5,000 for.
Did I kick my pillow? Dude, I booted the fucking couch cushion so hard. I was just like, couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Yeah, that was phenomenal.
It was a great lesson. It was great to see.
It was
great to see that.
Yeah, great to
because
see
it really makes you think about
that's why I would be so disappointed if we got nothing out of this.
Yeah. Okay. Aside from that as well, we are going to do some other things whilst we're there.
Yeah, but hold on. You ducked the question.
Which question?
What do you want to get out of it?
I just told you.
No, you just said I want to get something I can implement. Obviously, you don't want to get something you think about. What?
What thing do I want to get?
No, like what are you hoping?
I would hope so. What a great drive we had back from Adelaide last week. Even there.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. Like we drove 8 hours, 16 hours in the car and walked out of there and still didn't hate you. So I was like, all right, this fucking
spend some time.
Positive. Yeah, we spent some time. Fuck, we spent some time together. Sick. Anyway, but we did a little, what's it called? Instagram story. We're like, hey, fuckers, we got 8 hours. 8 hours, ask us a question, go for it. We'll answer all of them and every single one. And one person wrote through, shout out to Brad, who's been on the podcast before. He goes, why the fuck are you driving 8 hours when you could have caught a plane for 1 hour? Time is money. And you answered it. But I backed it. And you pretty much said, if you knew the conversations that we were having, you'd realize the time we're spending together is so much more powerful than the 1 hour we would have, or the 7 hours we would have saved sitting on opposite ends of the planes, not talking to each other. And we discussed some
Why are we sitting on opposite ends of the planes?
I don't know. We're going to spend so much time together because you sit at the back of the plane so you don't die.
Of course.
I sit at the front because if it's going to crash, if I'm going to go out quickly. Yeah, that's it. Don't want to miss half a leg, but live. No, I do.
You would.
I do. 100%. Cut it off now. Anyway.
Back to your question.
Back to the story of driving though. But one of the things we're talking about was how I was talking to you and we're just having the discussion about scaling the construction business, but not scaling it and go, I want to crush it and make 3X this year. Because 3X is a good jump from where we're at now. Like I would be really happy. And I actually like, people would say 10X, like the GC concept, 10X everything, go. But Alex actually says it. He goes, you're much better off going to 3X and then going to a 10X. All right. So scale steadily. Go to your 3 and then do the other 7 after that. Because once you get to the 3, you'll have a whole bunch of new problems that you're going to need to fix.
It's just
get to that.
Business
That's
is
right.
just problem.
It's all day, every day. Even like I walked in this morning, I told you a couple of problems. You're like, yeah, I know this, and this. You got to think about this. I go, fucking know. And then by the way, let's do a podcast.
Yeah.
So, back. So we were talking about the scaling aspect. If I want what I'm looking for in this particular trip is help with that. is more information, more guidance on that, because he's done it. He's scaled it to phenomenal feats. He's gone from this value to this value to this value to exiting to whatever it might be. And the conversations we were having allows me to start looking at those things in conversations. Very early days, but it still can give me a bit of a roadmap and some guidance in that. So that's what I'd be looking for specifically.
If you like that clip and you want to watch another one, click just over here. And if you want to watch the full episode, click just over here. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching.